What's up everyone, Gids here for another TFT video, and today I'm gonna be giving you 5 AP comps that you should be playing right now to rack up, probably, if you execute them pretty well. So I'm currently Master 150 LP. I haven't been really playing a lot, but yeah, the new patch just hit, and I think I've just been playing 4 to 5 games per day. So yeah, right now I've just played 2 games. Yesterday it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the patch day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, it's just 5 to 6 games per day, but we're still gaining LP. So if you're a chill gamer and don't really want to grind playing 20 games a day, then here are the comps that you should play if you're interested in playing AP. Also, if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. 95% of the people watching this video is not subscribed, so it would help a lot. Please help me reach 10k this year. Thank you, help. Okay, first up is a very simple one. It's going to be Visionaries. So there's 2 versions of Visionaries, and this is the first one, and it's a reroll version. First one is a reroll version, the other one is the Heimer version. So I personally like the reroll version more, but if you're contested with the reroll version, then definitely angle towards the Heimerdinger version. So this one is very simple. You actually roll at level 5 until you find enough copies of Singed. So probably like 6, 7 copies of Singed, then you go level 6 and start rolling for Rel and for Renata. So those are the only 3 units that actually matter to be 3-starred in this comp, and everything else is just random stuff. So Singed will be using utility items or holding utility items. Can actually also be just a ranged unit like probably Vex or Morgana holding Morello or Spark, or Shiv, not Spark, and later on move that on to Malzahar, right, on the late game. So TGs are basically representing here extra items on the late game. So if you have any extra items, you give them onto these units. So extra AP items goes to Malzahar first, and then to Heimer, and then extra tank items goes to Ilawi. Okay, so this one is very simple. So anomaly picks here are usually for Renata Glask. Renata with more AP is going to be really good, and if you have frontline, it's going to be Rel and not Singed, really. So yeah, those are your anomaly priorities, and that's the comp. Next up, we have the Heimerdinger, not a reroll comp, Heimerdinger version, but this one is not Sentinel's version. You can definitely do a Sentinel's version on this one, but I think Black Rose is kind of looking better nowadays. But this one is going to require you a +1 Visionary for you to be able to fit in Academy with this one. Because if you try to put in another Visionary like, let's say, a Vex, it's not really gonna look good, because it's going to be too weak, especially if you have a really good Academy sponsored item, right? So if you have IE as sponsored item, JG as sponsored item, or even Guardbreaker as sponsored item, those are actually pretty good. Again, you can go the version where it's Sentinels and your main tank is going to be Ilawi, right? But anyways, this is the comp. Very easy one as well. So you play off of AP comps early game, and you don't really want to slam blue buff early. Like blue buff is made late into the game. Like you can start with a Shojin first, because it's pretty hard to get tiers, man. It's pretty hard to get tiers, especially if AP comps are pretty contested. So you can work with Shojin and then transition to a blue buff later on for Heimer, okay? So you don't have to force blue buff, because if you force a blue buff early on in the game, like there's no other comps that uses blue buff except for Heimer. So you're kind of stuck playing Heimer, and you won't be able to play any other compositions that I have here on this video. Okay, so it's always nice to play with Shojin first in the early game. Okay, utility items can go onto LeBlanc. Again, if it's going to be frontline, you can put it on Nunu or Elise, like what do you call this? Sunfire or Spark can go onto Elise, but we have anti-heal here on Malzahar. He's actually pretty good with Morello. Okay, Jace will be getting any AD items that you've built, and then LeBlanc again is just leftover attack speed items. Okay, itemization, of course, you start with Heimer and then frontline items and then Malzahar items. Everything else goes to Jace, LeBlanc, or extra frontline. Anomaly priorities are, if you have Malzahar early, it's pretty good to have Malzahar with any AP yeah, any AP anomaly, and then Heimerdinger, any API anomaly or mana, like any mana anomaly, for example, kill streak or the other one, nothing wasted. Elise can also have any tank anomalies that you can get if you don't really have a lot of choices. Okay, so that's for the Visionaries. Next up, we have Sorcerers. So again, we have two versions of Sorcerers, and they're also pretty simple, and they're all playing around 3-star Swain, man. Swain is kind of pretty strong in this one. But anyways, this one is a version where Swain is going to be your frontline because this one kind of lacks a lot of frontline and is banking a lot on getting a LeBlanc or maybe getting a Sorcerer's Path on the front line so that you can drop Zyra. Okay? And then level 9, you can just put in any 5 cost or 6 cost. Okay? So this is basically like the cap out. Like you can put in Victor in here and you'd look very, very strong already. Okay? So LeBlanc, again, holding any attack speed items, utility items. Of course, you can, again, drop these things for Sunfire on the front line and a Spark in the front line. It's always like that. And then Zoe is going to be your main carry. Swain is going to be the main tank. Secondary tank is Elise. Itemization is always going to be Zoe and then LeBlanc. But if you hit LeBlanc early, you can actually give her some good items like Archangel, Rageblade, and JG. And then Zoe with leftover AP items. Okay? Anomalies, again, priorities. It's either LeBlanc, Zoe, and Swain. LeBlanc, Zoe for any AP anomalies, and then Swain for any tank anomalies. Can also be Mordekaiser, but I don't know if you can get Mordekaiser this early as well. But anyways, yeah. There you go. Very simple one. This one's a level 8 comp. And it really banks around getting LeBlanc early. Okay? And I think it's pretty hard to actually get Swain 3. So realistically, you're going fast 9 and Swain's just gonna be a 2-star. Most likely. But if you're gonna slow roll on level 8 to try to hit Zoe 2, Elise 2, then you probably could hit Swain 3, but yeah, highly unlikely. I haven't had games where I hit Swain 3 unless I'm actually playing him as the carry, which is our fourth build over here, which is actually the Swain Emissary reroll. So this one's pretty strong as well. So I call it reroll, but it's just Swain that's 3-star. You can definitely 3-star Nami, but it's not a priority and it's actually pretty expensive to 3-star Nami. So you can just leave her at 2-star over here. Okay? So yeah, this one's a level 8 reroll comp, okay? So you don't really play this, you don't really reroll at level 7 unless you already have a Garen and Ambessa, because it's kind of hard to actually hit Garen and Ambessa if you are not level 8, and you definitely want to hit 2-star Ambessa, Garen, or just Garen Elise to have a stable frontline and the chance to get a LeBlanc as well, because LeBlanc kinda gates this comp as well. It's super hard to play it without LeBlanc, but once you find LeBlanc, it's actually pretty strong. So yeah, this is a level 8 reroll, and the only thing that changed from the other Sorcerer version is that Swain is now a backline and Garen is now frontline. Garen, just give him any belt items, like I just put triple Warmogs here, but anyways. LeBlanc can hold, again, utility items, attack speed items, but if you have other utility items for the frontline, definitely give it to the frontline, like Sunfire or Spark, give it to the frontline. Any leftover items can just go on to Ambessa or Elise for tank items, okay? And then you can level 9 for... Level 9 usually is just more frontline, probably a Rumble, or just go for 9 cost. 9 cost, 6 costs, right? So 6 costs are your level 9. It's very flexible and it's up to you on whichever one you hit. And then last comp that we have over here is going to be Dominator. So I've been testing out Dominator with Black Rose recently again, but I think it's top 4 comp, but it's not yet really up there. It's kind of hard to win out with it for now, I think. But yeah, it's still the same old board as we've been doing before. Silco as your carry and Mundo as your main tank. Level 9, you'll try to find Mordekaiser 2 and a 6 cost if you can find a 6 cost. But if you don't have a 6 cost, it can just be Jace over here instead of the Victor, right? So something like this, okay, at level 9. So there's not a lot to teach here because I think you all know how to play this one already, and I've abused the heck out of this one. It's either a lot of mana, attack speed on Silco. You can actually go JG on him. A lot of people have been going JG on Silco nowadays, but yeah. Then again, tank items on Mundo, Mordekaiser. So I feel like 6 Dominator is so much stronger than 4 right now. So yeah, priority is going 6 Dominator over 5 Black Rose for Dominator right now. But let's see how it goes. Like, it's just a few days after patch 13.5, and these are the comps that I have been playing and getting a lot of success with. So good luck on your grinds, and that's pretty much it. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let me know in the comments below, and GG's.
Back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me